Good morning, Digit fam. Adam Doud here with all the latest tech news you need to know. And speaking of good mornings, one of our top stories had a very good morning indeed, and the other one, not so much. If you like keeping secrets, that is. So let's just go ahead and dive right in. It is January 28th, 2020, and this is your Digit Daily. $91.8 billion with a B dollars. That's how much Apple made last quarter, and just so we're clear, that's how much money Apple made in 3 months. I'm no financial analyst, but I'm pretty sure that's a lot of dollars. 61% of that revenue came from the iPhone alone, which is up 8%. Those MacBooks were pretty hot, right? Well, actually, Mac sales went down by 3%, and revenue from wearables beat out those Mac sales. AirPods, AirPods Pro, and Apple Watch money beat out computer money, which adds a little bit of credibility to Apple's "What's a computer" tagline. Except iPad sales were also down by 11%, so what's a computer indeed? So iPhone 11 is selling like hotcakes, or actually better than hotcakes by some reports, and AirPods are still popular as ever, even if they are terrible. At least the AirPods Pro are decent, but that's not all the news we got. Apple was curiously silent about 5G and not silent about the 1.5 billion, again with a B, active iOS devices out there. That's just crazy insane. Tim Cook noted that Apple's App Store sales for New Year's Day totaled $386 million in a single day. But some sobering news for Apple as well. The coronavirus has affected Apple in that a store had to be temporarily closed, travel restrictions are impacting sales, and manufacturing and supply outlets have closed as well. The coronavirus, which I just read is up to 6,000 infections, is going to kill us all, and it's looking to take Apple first. Also in Japan, iPhone sales dropped by 10% for the quarter after the Japanese government introduced rules to stop carriers from discounting phones and reducing penalties to canceling contracts as a way to promote cheaper cell phone bills. Those are the rules that allow carriers to give you a free phone with a 2-year contract. Apple at the time said that those new rules were unfair, and actually we have some audio from that hearing.
Your Honor, I object!
And why is that, Mr. Reed?
Because it's devastating to my case!
Overruled.
Good call!
Shifting over to Samsung, we got a lot of renders from the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip, the second folding phone from the Korean manufacturer. As I've said before, that renders are rumors plus Photoshop, but these seem to be pretty legit, and you can now see everything about the phone in the link in the show notes. Looks like we'll get 4 colorways: gold, black, purple, and silver, and the latest rumors suggest that this phone will go on sale around Valentine's Day, which would be a winner for your Valentine if you love your significant other $1,400 much, which, I'm sorry, honey, I love you, but I also love being able to make mortgage payments. We'll find out for sure on February 11th at Samsung's next Unpacked event, so while we wait for Samsung to unpack, let's head into the Roundup! Facebook announced a new Clear History tool that you can use to delete connections that have been made from third-party sales sites to your Facebook profile. I'll be honest, I'm not really sure what that's supposed to accomplish, but according to a reporter at Gizmodo, Shoshana Wadinsky, this tool doesn't really clear your history so much as it redirects your activity to a different, slightly more anonymous bucket. The example she uses is that if she buys shoes, then Facebook can advertise shoe sales, but with this new tool, the fact that she bought shoes is still reported to Facebook, it's just no longer tied to her account. Honestly, it's all kind of confusing, and I don't use Facebook anymore, and this makes me glad. Google is working on a new service that combines Gmail, Drive, and Hangouts into one unified service. Basically, the owner of, at last count, 6 different messaging services is working on, you betcha, another messaging service. This service is meant to compete against services like Slack or Microsoft Teams, which has to be said as Microsoft Teams because if you just said Teams, people wouldn't know what the hell you're talking about. So what will Google's new messaging service bring to the table? At this point, I don't know, and I'm not sure if Google knows either. All Google knows is that a lot of people use Slack, and it would like those people to use Google instead. It's a really great strategy. Thanks, Google. Robot pickers might be the next big thing in terms of warehouse distribution. These robot arms with 6-lens camera arrays can not only figure out how to pick something up without damaging it, but it can share that strategy with other robots through a neural network linking all the robot arms together. This sounds fairly benign until you realize that no one is showing these robots how to pick up items, it's learning how to do that on its own, which I guess still isn't all that freaky unless you're a warehouse picker, in which case you should be downright terrified right now, and if you work for Amazon, don't even think about going to the bathroom. Pokemon Go is finally releasing battles to the game where you can take your best Pokemon and pit it against other players around the world. You need to walk 5 kilometers to unlock the battles, which is kind of neat, but also annoying. I always thought it would be cool to be playing Pokemon Go and come upon someone else also playing and just throw down right there. But matching up with players around the world could also be cool. I just wish there was a local option as well. And finally, I'm sorry that I have to share some news with you. As a programming note, this week will mark the end of Season 1 of the Digit Daily Podcast. We've been at this for over a year now, and it has been awesome. Waking up and talking to all of you has been the best part of so many days, and I'm proud to have shared them all with you. Will there be a Season 2? I sure hope so. We don't have any definitive plans for when or how, but what I can tell you is that Tristan will be manning the SS newsletter for the foreseeable future, and they're doing some great things over there. So if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe at digit.com. That's DGIT.com. Just pop in your email address and you'll start getting that daily good news, and if there's any updates about the podcast, you'll hear about them there first. But for now, that is going to do it for this edition of the Digit Daily. If you'd like to learn more about any of these stories, check out the links in the show notes and subscribe to our daily newsletter on digit.com. And if you like what you heard, subscribe, leave a review, and don't forget to tell your friends about digitdailypod.com. All our episodes will still be located at that website for the foreseeable future. Once again, my name's Adam Doud, Dead Technology on Twitter, and we'll talk again tomorrow.